welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today and you spent a good moment in family for Christmas. So in today's lesson, what I'd like to show you is that we are going to continue on our Landmarks Paris app, but today we are going to create a watchOS version of this app. Okay, so this tutorial will give you the chance to apply much of what we've already learned about SwiftUI with little effort, migrate to the Landmarks Paris app to watchOS. Okay, we'll start by adding a watchOS target to our project before copying over the shared data and views we created for the iOS app. Okay, with all of the assets in place, we'll customize the SwiftUI views to display the detail and list views on watchOS. Okay, so follow the steps to build this project and download the project on the link below the video to start this tutorial. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create a watchOS target. Okay, so to create a watchOS app, start by adding a watchOS target to the project. Okay, Xcode adds groups and files for the watchOS app to our project along with the schemes needed to build and run the app. Okay, so here choose file, new, okay, then target. When the template sheet appears, choose the watchOS tab, select the watch app for iOS app template and click next. Okay, this template adds a new watchOS app to our project, setting the iOS app as its companion. Okay, so in the sheet, enter watch landmarks as the product name, set the language to Swift here, and the user interface to Swift UI. Select the include notification scene checkbox, okay, and then click finish. If prompted by Xcode, just like that, click activate. This selects the watch landmarks scheme so we can build and run our watchOS app. Okay, in the watch landmarks extension general tab, select the supports running without iOS app installation checkbox. Whenever possible, create an independent watchOS app. Independent watchOS apps don't require an iOS companion app. Okay, now we are going to share files between targets. With the watchOS target set, we'll need to share some resources from the iOS target. We'll reuse the landmark apps data model, some resource files, as well as any views that both platforms can display without modification. Okay, so in the project navigator, okay, command click to select the following files. So landmark row.swift, landmark.swift, user data.swift, data.swift, okay, and finally circle image.swift. Okay, so the landmark.swift, user data.swift, data.swift, find the app's data model. We won't use all aspects of the model, but we need all of the files to successfully compile the app. Okay, landmark row.swift and circle image.swift are both views that the app can display on watchOS without any changes. Okay, so in the file inspector, select the watch landmarks extension checkbox in the target membership section. This makes the symbols we selected in the previous step available to our watchOS app. Okay, then in the project navigator, select the assets file in the landmark group and add it to the watch landmarks targets in the files inspector target membership section. Okay, this one. This is not the same target that we selected in the previous step. The watch landmarks extension target holds our app's code, okay, while the watch landmarks target manages our storyboard, icons, and related assets. Then in Project Navigator, select all of the files in the resources folder, okay, and add them to the watch landmarks extension target in the file inspectors target membership section. So here, now we are going to create the detail view for the watchOS app. Now that the iOS target resources are in place for working on the watch app, we'll need to create a watch specific view for displaying landmark details. To test the detail view, we'll create custom previews for the largest and smallest watch sizes and make some changes to the circle view so everything fits on the watch face. Okay? So in the Project Navigator, click the disclosure triangle next to the watch landmarks extension file to reveal its content and add a new SwiftUI view named watch landmark detail simply. Okay, watch landmark detail. Okay, add the user data, okay, here, landmark and landmark index properties to the watch landmark detail structure. Okay, so here we're going to write add environment object, okay, var user data to be type of user data, okay, then var landmark to be type of landmark simply, okay, and finally var landmark index to be type of an integer, okay, open curly brackets, and then you can write user data dot landmarks, okay, dot first index, okay, where open curly brackets the first ID is equal to landmark dot ID, okay, okay. So after adding the properties in the previous step, we'll get a missing argument error in Xcode, okay, here. To fix the error, we'll need to do one of two things: either provide default values for the properties or pass arguments to set the view's properties, okay. So in the preview, create an instance of the user data and use it to pass a landmark object to the watch landmark detail structures initializer, okay. We also need to set the user data as the view's environment object. So here you're going to write let user data to be type of user data, just like that. So we create an object and then we return I think it's this one, yes, user data dot landmarks, just like that, okay, and here environment object user data. So in watch landmark detail.swift, okay, return a circle image view from the body method, okay, here. So circle image. Okay, so self.landmark.image resizable. Okay, scale to fill. Okay, here we reuse the circle image view from the iOS project because we created a resizable image. The call to scaled to fill adjusts the circle's size so that it fills the display. Okay, cool. Okay, then now we're going to create previews for the largest 44mm and smallest 38mm watch faces. Okay, so here, okay, return group. Okay, open curly brackets. So the first one, watch landmark detail, just like that. Okay, user data dot landmarks, the first element. Okay, then the first element, which is user data. Okay, and then we can write preview device, and the value will be Apple Watch Series 4 44mm. Okay, just like that. And we are going to copy paste these lines just like that. Okay, and here simply write 2, and here 38, and here put the second elements. Okay, so the circle image resizes to fill the height of the display. Unfortunately, this also clips the width of the circle. To fix the clipping problem, we'll embed the image in a VStack and make some additional layout changes so that the circle image fits the width of any watch. Okay, so first of all, here embed the circle image in a VStack, just like that. Okay, display the landmark name and its information below the image. Okay, here we're going to create a text object. Okay, self dot landmark dot name. Okay, here font dot headline. Okay, and here line limit would be 0. Okay, just like that. Toggle is on. On landmarks dot landmarks index. Okay, is favorite. Okay, okay, open curly brackets, then text will be a favorite, just like that. Okay, here we're going to add a divider, then text self dot landmark dot address. Okay, with a font caption. Okay, bold, and line limits 0. Okay, and then text self dot landmark dot state dot city. Okay, just like that. Okay, cool. So as you can see, the information doesn't quite fit on the watch screen, but we can fix that by placing the vstack within a scroll view. Okay, so wrap the vertical stack in a scroll view. Okay, so we are going to create the scroll view and simply cut paste it, this portion of code, just like that. Okay, cool. So this turns on view scrolling, but it creates another problem. The circle image now expands to full size and it resizes other UI elements to match the image sizes. Okay, so we'll need to resize the circle image so that just the circle and landmark name appear on screen. Okay, change scale to fill to scale to fit here. Okay, scale to fit. This scales the circle image to match the display's width. Then add padding so that the landmark name is visible below the circle image. So here, padding 16, just like that. Okay, then add a title to the back button. Okay, so here, navigation bar title will be landmark Paris. Okay, now that we've created the basic detail view, it's time to add a map to show the landmark's location. Okay, unlike circle image, we can't just reuse the iOS apps map view. Instead, we'll need to create a WK interface object representable structure to wrap the WatchKit map. Okay, so add a custom view to the WatchKit extension. Okay, named watch map view. Okay, in the watch map view structure, change view to WK interface object representable. Okay, so Xcode displays compilation errors because watch map view doesn't yet conform to the WK interface object representable property. Okay, so delete the body. Method and replace it with the landmark properties. Okay, wow, landmark, just like that. Okay, then implement the WK interface object representable protocols, make WK interface object method. Okay, so here make this one. Okay, we are going to change the return object to this one. Okay, and then return the same object. Okay, just like that. Okay, set the map's region based on the landmark's coordinates by implementing the WK interface object representable protocols. Update WK interface object method. Okay, so here update WK interface object, this one. Okay, and we are going to write let span is equal to mk coordinate span. Here we are going to write 0.015. okay, and here 0.015, just like that. Okay, then create a region object. Let region to be equal of mk coordinate region. Okay, and here we are going to select this one, landmark dot location coordinate, and here span, just like that. Map dot set region. So here we are going to change it by map. Okay, and then create set region. Okay, this one, and here you're going to create user data dot landmarks, the first element, just like that. Okay, the project now builds without errors. Okay, then select the watch landmark detail.swift here. Okay, file, and add the map view to the bottom of the vertical stack here. Divider. Okay, and then watch map view self dot landmark. Okay, dot scale to fit dot padding. Okay, it's like that. Okay, the code adds a divider followed by the map view. The scale to fit and padding modifiers sets the map size to fit nicely. Okay, for the landmark list, we can reuse the rows from the iOS app, but each platform needs to present its own detail view. To support this, we'll convert the landmark list view into a generic list type where the instantiating code defines the detail view. Okay, so in the toolbar, select the landmarks scheme, landmarks Paris scheme. Okay, Xcode now builds and runs the iOS version of the app. You want to make sure any modification to the landmark list view still work in the iOS app before moving the list to the watchOS app. Okay, fine, it's good. So select the landmark list.swift and change the type declaration to make it a generic type. Okay, so here detail view to be type of view, just like that. Okay, so adding the generic declaration causes a generic parameter error wherever we create an instance of the landmark list structure. The following steps will fix these errors. So first of all, add a property here for a closure that creates the detail view. So let detail view producer to be type of landmark. Okay, detail view, just like that. Okay, then use the detail view producer property to create detail views for the landmarks. Okay, so here self.detailViewProducer landmark. Okay, then point self user data, self.user data, just like that. So when we create an instance of landmark list, we also need to provide a closure that creates the detail view for the landmark. Okay, so then select home.swift. In the category home structures body method, add a closure to create a landmark detail view. Okay, So first of all, here you're going to write cg float, okay, and put the value into parentheses, just like that, okay, and then here simply write landmark list, then open curly brackets, and then write landmark detail, okay, just like that. Okay, Xcode infers the landmark list structure's generic type based on the closure's return value. Okay, in landmark.list, add similar code through the preview. Here we are going to write if OS watchOS, then type alias will be preview detail view, okay, to be type of watch landmark detail, okay, else type alias will be a preview detail view to be type of landmark detail, okay. Then just write and if, and here you can now write preview detail view okay dot environment object user data, just like that. So here we need to use conditional compilation to define the detail view based on Xcode current scheme. The landmark Paris app now builds and runs as expected on iOS. Okay, so now that we've updated the landmarks list view so that it works on both platforms, we can add it to the watchOS app. Okay, in the file inspector, add the landmark list.swift to the watch landmarks extension target. We can now use the landmark list view in our watchOS apps code. Okay, so in the toolbar, change the scheme to watch landmarks. Okay, delete the navigation view, obviously, and now it should work. The preview now displays the watchOS list view. Okay, very nice. The watchOS apps root view is the content view, which displays the default hello world message. Okay, modify content view so that it displays the list view. Okay, and delete that. Landmark list, okay, watch landmark detail, okay, user data, cool. You can rewrite these lines. So build and run the watchOS app in simulator. Okay, test the behavior of the watchOS app by scrolling through the landmarks in the list. Tap to view landmarks details, okay, and mark one as a favorite. Okay, turn on the favorite switch so you can only see favorited landmarks. So now our version of landmarks Paris for watchOS is almost complete. In this final section, we'll create a notification interface that displays landmark information whenever we receive a notification indicating that we are close to one of our favorite locations. Okay, so this section only covers how to display the notification after we receive it. It doesn't describe how to set up or send notifications. Okay, so open notification view here, .swift, and create a view that displays information about a landmark, title, and message. Okay, here you're going to create let title to be type of string. Okay, then let message to be type of string as well, then let landmark to be type of landmark, just like that. Okay, then initiated that by writing title to be type of string. Okay, is equal to nil, then message to be type of string as well, then landmark to be type of landmark, just like that. Okay, and here you can write self dot title is equal to title. Okay, self dot message is equal to message, and finally self dot landmark is equal to landmark, just like that. Okay, so because any notification value can be nil, the preview will display two versions of the notification view. The first just shows the default values when no data is provided, and the second displays the title, message, and location we provide. Okay, so here we're going to write, so first of all we are going to create a group just like that, then create another version, notification view. So the first one will be l'arc de triomphe. Okay, the message will be you are within 5 miles of l'arc de triomphe. Okay, and here you can write user data dot landmarks, just like that. Okay, preview layout. Okay, size that fits, cool. And then here we are going to create the vstack. If landmark has a value, okay, then circle image landmark dot image resizable. Okay, and that is scaled to fit. Okay, then text will be title. We have to check if there is a title, otherwise we can write unknown landmark. Okay, okay, just like that. Cool. Then put a divider. Okay, and finally a last text which will check if there is a message, otherwise you are within 5 miles of one of your favorite landmarks. Caption, line limit 0. Okay, cool. Then open notification controller .swift and add landmark, title, and message properties. So here, for landmark to be type of landmark, okay, var title to be type of string, and finally var message to be type of string as well. Then update the body method to use these properties. Okay, so here with title, message, and landmark. Cool. Then define the landmark index key. Okay, just below, let landmark index key landmark index, then update the didReceive method to parse data from the notification. Okay, this method updates the controller's properties. After calling this method, the system invalidates the controller's body property, which updates our navigation view. The system then displays the notification on Apple Watch. Okay, so let user data to be type of user data, just like that. Let notification data is equal to notification dot request dot content dot user info, okay, as a dictionary, okay, of any. Let apps is equal to notification data, okay, just like that, as string any, okay. Then let alert is equal to apps alert, okay, as string dot any, okay, no, okay, okay, then okay, then title is equal to alert title is equal to alert question mark body string, okay, if let index is equal to notification data landmark key index key as int, then landmark is equal to user data dot landmarks index. So when Apple Watch receives a notification, it creates the notification controller associated with the notifications category. To set the category for our notification controller, we must open and edit the app's storyboard. Okay, so in the project navigator, select the watch landmarks folder and open the interface storyboard. Here, Okay. In the storyboard, select the arrow that points to the static notification interface controller. Okay. In the attributes inspector, set the name of the notification category to landmark near. Okay, landmark near, just like that, with a capital N. Okay, press enter. Configure the test payload to use the landmark near category and to pass along the data expected by the notification controller. Select the push notification payload .apns file and update the title, body, category, and landmark index properties. Be sure to set category to landmark near. Okay. So you also delete any keys that are not used in the tutorial, such as the subtitle, WatchGit simulator, actions, and custom key. Okay, the payload file simulates data sent from your server in a remote notification. So here, first of all, we're going to delete this line. Okay, and here we're going to write you are within 5 miles of the Eiffel of La Tour Eiffel, for instance. Okay, landmark near. Okay, so the title would be La Tour Eiffel okay, just like that. Okay, we don't need all of these things. Landmark index, just like that. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yes, perfect. Okay, so actually we are going to change it to Notre Dame de Paris. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. So it's been a tough lesson, even for me. So what I can suggest you is to do it many times in order to understand all of the points that I have been talking about. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the lesson, and I see you in the next tutorial, guys. Okay, see you, bye bye.